In the early hours of this morning, that's British time, the body of Bob Marley was laid to rest in a mausoleum in his birthplace, St Anne's, in the north of Jamaica. As the man who popularised reggae music around the world, Marley was the third world's first real superstar. He was just 36 when he died of cancer 11 days ago. The hearse carrying his body was escorted by a motorcade that had driven the 60 miles north from Kingston. Thousands of Jamaicans lined the streets to watch it pass, and it was a remarkable climax to what was surely the most extraordinary funeral ever given to a pop singer. But then Bob Marley was no ordinary pop singer, as Robin Denslow reports from Jamaica.
Every man think that burning is the heavy air. Every man think that burning is the heavy air.
For 2 days, Kingston almost came to a standstill as Jamaicans by the tens of thousands paid tribute to the third world's first superstar. For Jamaicans, Marley wasn't merely a great singer and writer, but more a national hero and prophet. It was taken for granted that the Prime Minister and opposition leader would attend the funeral, or that the budget debate should be delayed for a week because of a pop star's death. Sound systems, Kingston's omnipresent mobile discos, blasted out his songs as the crowds waited outside the National Arena to file past his body.
Can't run away from yourself. Can't run away from yourself.
Okay, keep running. Marley was brought up in Kingston's toughest slums and sang rebel music. He might not have been surprised that there was a little trouble even at his funeral.
It's been a peaceful funeral demonstration so far, but suddenly the police are tear gassing the crowd. We don't yet know why. Tear gas exploding up behind me now.
Marley's songs mixed direct, tough or compassionate lyrics with a magnificent gift for melody.
Bob Marley was born in St Anne's in the north of the island, but in his early teens he moved here to the ghettos of Trenchtown in Kingston. The wooden shack where he lived is no longer there. It's been redeveloped as part of what Marley called the concrete jungle. It was in the tenement yards around here that he first started to sing.
Bob Marley was the king of reggae, the music of his native Jamaica that made him an international superstar. He was also a disciple of the Jamaican cult of Rastafarianism, wearing his hair in the distinctive long dreadlocks and using marijuana as a sacrament. He smoked up to a pound of it a week.
Marley took his songs from the ghettos of Trenchtown to the concert halls of New York, London or Tokyo. He was forced to move out of Jamaica after an assassination attempt in December '76, just before he gave a concert that was seen as a sign of support for Michael Manley in the elections. He returned in '78 for a peace concert celebrating a short-lived truce between the Kingston gangs that was attended by Michael Manley, then Prime Minister, and opposition leader Edward Seaga, who took over after last year's election. Jamaica's present Prime Minister was once a record producer and has long been a local music enthusiast.
Many people in Britain might find it bizarre that a Prime Minister should be reading the eulogy at the funeral of a pop star and that the budget debate should actually be postponed because of the event.
The Prime Minister is reading the eulogy because, quite apart from being Prime Minister, I myself have a background in folk music and anthropology and took a very personal interest in the development of Jamaican popular music. And as for the postponement of the budget debate, or the deferment of it for 1 week, that was inevitable because the death has created a mood. And in that mood, in a small country such as ours, it isn't the right climate to put forward the presentation of the first budget of this new government.
The funeral service was a curious mixture of Rasta religious ceremony and pop concert. Inside, the hall was decorated with Jamaican and Rasta colours and pictures of nationalist hero Marcus Garvey and Haile Selassie. The hall was filled with the robed priests of the Rastafarian Ethiopian Orthodox Church. Marley's success has given the Rastas a new status. And even the Prime Minister threw in Rasta references in his eulogy.
Of his many musical creations, it may be said that special places are reserved for four. Trenchtown Rock, the symbol of his life. No Woman, No Cry, his comforting hand of compassion. One Love, his vision of peace and unity. And Rastaman Vibrations, his deep mystical faith.
At the end of the service, there were songs from the Wailers and Marley's singers, the I-Threes, including his wife Rita in the middle. And later, two of his sons were invited to dance on stage just a few feet from their father's coffin. For the entertainment business, Marley was the man who popularised Jamaican music around the world. For Jamaicans, he was a mixture of ghetto rebel, mystic, musician and prophet, untainted by success. Bob Marley was far more than a pop star.